Alrighty, good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, stream number 2. Well, first MCOC stream, second stream of the day. This one, we'll see how long it goes. There is no telling. We got some stuff to go over. You know, one of the better live streams. You know, the flow was pretty good. Content was good. You know, we'll see kind of what you guys thought about it. There are some things I'm going to do in game as we go through this. Welcome in Jason, Accelerate, Shukla. Welcome in all, even for those that haven't said hi yet. Yeah, you know, I've got screen caps of about 95-ish% of what they went over. You know, I think I missed one or two as they were going through the roadmap. A couple of them, he was kind of going through them real quick. And by the time you copy, paste, get it over to where you need it, and get back to the presentation, you know, it is, you know, sometimes pretty quick. But, you know, I've got all that to kind of go over. You know, love to get your feedback on it. I'll provide my feedback. Need your guys' help. I have not claimed my Summoner's Choice Champion rework yet. We can talk about that. But yeah, you know, since they sent out 5 free revives, I'm back up to like 9 revives in Overflow, so we might as well grind some side event out before it's gone. You know, really not going for much. I'm not like Accelerate, who is, you know, rapidly trying to get #1 overall. You chose Loki, Ghost Rider, easy. I may be a little different. Just saying. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. You know, I've got everything set up. I've got a separate screen set up for when we get into the recap and all that. You know what? Let's go ahead and jump into it. Haha! And it works. There we go. So I can sit down here. I can play, and we can look at most of the video. I'll hide things, move things around as needed when my big old mug is blocking things or the gameplay is blocking things. We can do it. That was kind of my thought there, Jason. The skill class sucks. Why not get a skill rework? You know, that would be my thinking. Why not get a skill champion in there and get them reworked? Hey, Princess Audrey, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Greatly appreciate it. Because it'll still suck even. Well, we need to get champions in there. We need to get them into the bundles. We need to get them moving forward to, you know, give them some options. You know, I would love to see Black Widow. That's kind of my thought right at the moment. You know, as much as I love the Mystic class is really pretty well stacked right at the moment. We've got a lot of great Mystic champions. You know, we just had Nico out. Do we think Loki or Ghost Rider are going to improve upon Nico? I want to see what this piggy bank offer. We don't need a piggy bank. I'm going to take one of these head pieces out so I can hear myself a little bit better. But yeah, see, that's my thought. Are we going to get a Mystic champion that's going to be any good? But anyway, so for those, just kind of in the way of announcements, and I apologize about the little recent videos thing that you see over there on the left, but there's 4 more days for the incursions and the Alliance War event. Dimensional Arcade, now live for those who want to do it. I've got to finish grinding it on this account. I got crap out of the Titan on my Mini. Man, I have had the worst luck this run in Squad Builder. Link your Twitch drops. We've done that. Hopefully you got all your Twitch drops. I got mine. No problems at all this time around. And last call for Captain Britain and the double track event that's going on now. You can get caught up by buying things. You just have to pay a bunch to get caught up if you haven't done it yet. Yeah. Let me finish this fight and we'll change the slide. All right. Got 2 of the 3. Didn't get the reunion crystals, even though I claimed them just like I did. That's weird. All right. Saga overview. I'm not going over that. You can get Mr. Fantastic now. That's really the only thing that was on that slide. There we go. That's one we can talk about right there. Let's stop right there. So, launching August 6th, the 4th iteration of the Valiant event side quest. You know, it's going to be very similar to the one we've got right now, he said. Jesus. Going 3 again. Instead of 3 fights on each island, there will be 2. There's a typo on the slide. Multiple scaling boss fights per quest. Hey, Gabmaster. Yeah, it was a loaded stream. That's kind of why I do this kind of recap afterwards. I don't want to do it live while the stream is going on because there's just too much going on. And I'm trying to listen and stay up with everything. But, you know, we grab screen caps of the important stuff, I think. So this one, you know, I don't know. We'll have to see how it is. Still 3 champion, but only 2 fights. That means you do have an extra champion for each island, which is nice. You know, same quest map set up. So I like that they took our feedback and said, hey, what is the point in bringing 3 champions if you can only use, you know, 1 per fight? Now you have an extra one in case you screw up a fight. That was terrible. Terrible hand. Hey, I appreciate that, man. You know, it's nice to take a break every once in a while. Just be careful if you have hopes and dreams of going back. You may be like me. And decide, you know, you never want to go back. You know, that's my thing right now. I never want to go back. You know, I hate that she can hit with her medium, but does not get rid of the falter on this guy. So yeah, a little bit of a change to Valiant EQ. Nothing drastic, nothing major there. This coming in September looks promising as well. The adaptive difficulty event quest, taking all the traditional levels and kind of giving you a difficult. You know, you'll have a base level, and then you'll have what they call elder difficulty, which is nothing more than just kind of the scaled difficulty based on your progression level. Rewards will change as well. Can't really see it behind the game there. Let me hide it. But it says rewards and difficulty scale with top 30 prestige. So that's kind of where some of your individual prestige will come into play. Yeah, I remember those days as well, Gab. I understand completely. Yeah, I think we'll go 1. We'll try for a full house here. So there'll be a deeper dive into all of that on the next live stream. So that's promising. You know, I want to see what the rewards are, see if it'll be worth running, because right now all I run is the Valiant and the Paragon on this account. And then I'll auto fight the low end ones just to use energy. Well, I did up until this month. I've been using all my extra energy for this stupid thing. Okay. And next, trying to get through to some of the bigger stuff. November 8th and 9th, Summoner's Fest. If you're going, if not, a lot of it will be live streamed. I'm going to try to live stream as much of it as I can while I'm there. I don't know how much that'll be. Don't know if it'll be worth it. Don't know if it'll work. So we will stream some of it for you guys because I am planning on being there. This coming next month. This sounds different. I don't think the rewards aren't going to be huge. I'm going to have to go back and watch Finn as he worked his way through the various different fights in the Battleground Brawl. And why can I not parry this guy? I can't when he throws a special. But basically what it is you will have to fight. Hey, Needles, thank you for the sub. So basically here, this is all tailored around what Finn did to win the Battleground Brawl the first time it was around. So you'll be fighting the same champions he fought against. You'll get, I guess, more points if you use the same champion that he used in the fight. And that's really it. It's just a quick little thing. So, it's going to be realm event points and a couple smaller things. Nothing too big, nothing too challenging as far as I understand, but just kind of a, to start hyping up the upcoming. Oh, I'm not on the right screen. I can't do that. But there we go. Nice little full house there that we've got down in the bottom right-hand corner as we go through this. Let's go into Abs Man. So yeah, more to come on that. That will launch on August 13th. So not right when the new patch drops. Oh, speaking of the patch, it will not be Monday. Typically, they drop it on Monday. This month, it's actually going to be, man, there is no good option here. It's actually going to be on Tuesday. So the patch will not come on Monday. The patch will come on Tuesday. So if you're wondering, I believe it is a holiday on Monday, and I don't know what. I don't know if it's here. I don't think it's here in the U.S. I think that's a Canadian holiday. Maybe, I don't know. Somebody can correct me. I am likely wrong in what I say, so I probably shouldn't say anything. Sorry, having to focus here for a second, and there we go. So, that'll be it. It'll be a fun little. It's Canada Day. Well, there we go. Somebody knows more than me. So it'll be on Tuesday instead of Monday. StatCast relics. This was a big part of it. Good idea, Needles. Probably need it after all these years. I haven't deleted this app in a very long time. So I may do that this time around. Oh, what do we want to go with? Do we want to go with the 13s? We just got a full house, or do we want to go fire or earth? I don't think it's going to be anything too crazy. It didn't, from the information I had beforehand and what they said on the stream, it does not seem like it's going to be very much. The official patch notes will have a little bit more details on it than what he presented there, but it doesn't, it's just going to be a fun little quest. There's not a whole lot of rewards tied to it. Nothing in depth, nothing crazy. You're not competing it for Titan shards or anything like that. It is just like I said, just a fun quest. I think to beef up the excitement if there wasn't already enough for the Summoners Fest in Vancouver. They're just trying to do a bunch of little small events, give a little bit of excitement to it, add a little bit more variety to the things we get to do. This I'm looking forward to. Somebody asked on the stream the other night, and I couldn't say, but the official launch is August 8th of the StatCast relics. So, not quite when the patch drops, but it will be basically 1 week from today. You'll get the first batch of the new StatCast relics. Don't know how many we're going to get right off the bat. I don't know, what do I want to do here? Let's keep Angela and Hulkling. Why not? So we'll see how that goes. I'm sure there's going to be a whole slew of new, hey, you need this relic for this champion type thing. There'll be a lot of theory crafting for those that like theory crafting. I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. I'm just very happy to be able to eventually have the ability to not have to swap out relics every 30 seconds when I want to run battlegrounds and things like that. It will just kind of speed that up. And I don't know why I'm trying to heavy and keep armor breaks on her. It's not going to work very well. It's nice to get the Furies, but I think I can finish her here. So yeah, that'll be nice. One primary attribute, one secondary, and I think there was a second slide form. Yeah, there we go. Available. So the main thing here is there are new shards for these relics. It's not going to be the same crystals you open and all that. There will be new crystals, but They will use the existing alloys, the rank up gems, etc. All of that stuff will work. You're just basically opening new crystals. I don't know, the old ones will be around for a while. I don't know if we're still going to get any of those in the future. I would assume they would still provide some in the future in case you're missing any. I don't think I am missing any at this point. I've got a bunch of them to open, though. I have saved up all except for the 6-star ones for a while. Hey, MKS, what's going on? So yeah, I don't know, I've got probably 100 or so that I can open. And I love the AI. It knew that whole time not to hit into me. And of course, finished at 1%. So yeah, let me go look. I'm going to see how many I have. It may not be 100. It's a chunk. And there is I guess a realm event that's going to be tied to this as well. So 3-star, yeah, not too many there. 10 there. 50 or so 4-star. A bunch of 5-star. You claim I got mine in game. I would put in a ticket if you didn't get them in game, but mine showed up right away. And then the last screen of the StatCast relic stuff. Good gosh, man, I'm getting deadly. I've been having the worst luck. Like I said, trying to get good hands in this. New story content will feature StatCast shards. Existing story content will remain what it is now. So, that's kind of, let's go Torchy here. StatCast shards will be in Valiant EQ rewards starting in September. And Battlegrounds Victory Track will swap from the existing Battlecast to StatCast in October. So you'll still be able to get some of the Battlecast shards for a couple months. It won't be a whole big lot of them anymore. I don't care. Just hit me. Build my energy. Or build my whatever. Flame stacks. And just melt. Hated the hand anyway. I think that was it for the StatCast. Yeah. And then the big guy. Big upper body. He skips leg day every single time. Just works that upper body, his chest and his back. Kind of a weird looking guy. Looks nice, looks decent, looks a little bit on the complex side to play. I don't know, but immune to bleed and poison, fractured power bar like the other idols, cold snap on the second medium, which will be nice. That'll prevent a lot of evades. Kind of Megatronish, yeah. Steals a little bit from Transformers. Has very good power control. You'll see more when the actual full deep dive goes live, but very strong power control. Armor passives, energize. Shocker 2.0 minus the heavy. In a way, I can see that. I can see the comparison there. Oops, wrong thing. I didn't fight yet. So Soul Barge is coming. Now this chick, I'm gonna hide the gameplay. You want Cassandra Nova. After I get him, he's going straight to rank 3 because I know Kabam is going to get... Yeah, you said that last night. We'll see what they do. I can't wait till people see her deep dive video. The gameplay looked good on the stream. You'll like the deep dive video. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I can say. You will like the deep dive video. She looks fun. Some interesting mechanics with her. He showed it off where you can basically hold heavy, they come in to hit you, and they get stunned. Goes on cooldown for a while after that, but you can do that. You want to just a lot of heavy, a lot of damage, a lot of damage. The special 3 may be my new favorite special 3. Let's see. I got to see when that's coming out. Let me finish this fight. I'm gonna go look and see when the deep dive's coming out, so you guys know. Yeah, I'm saving. I have officially joined the Save Titans for the next rollover. This deep dive video comes out Sunday. Set your calendars for it. I'm not a big Zemo guy, but the bleeds that Mike was able to stack up on that fight looked pretty darn impressive. Now, granted, that was not your typical team that you would run with, but looks pretty impressive. And Cassandra here is one that will be worth saving up and waiting for. And then there is Zemo. You know, information's gone out on Zemo recently on the kind of the little bug fix. And you knew as soon as that bug fix stuff came out and they were doing that, they weren't just doing it for a 6-star. There just wasn't going to be any way. That was going to be, you know, read between the lines. They were going to do more with that. Not my favorite champion, but, you know, he is a decent champion. And I'm not getting any incinerates stacked on this guy. Didn't get any Furies either, but there we go. All right, now for the fun stuff. Patriot buff. Finally have all the information on it. So I think the tweaks are going to be good for him. Will he be the strongest skill champion in the world? Still no. But I think he'll be more serviceable. He will definitely work better for a wider variety of champions. He'll hit a little bit harder. And I still cannot get a flush or a straight in this stupid game. This whole third round has been terrible. Yes, that is correct, God. He will be the one entering the Titan since they're doing the Soul of Arch release. If I want to buy some of the tickets for the Doom Cycle thingy, how much should I spend? I spent $3 and was able to finish it. I think with the $3, I was able to get through all of it. With the extra ones that they've handed us recently. Yeah, you know, and it's nice that Phoenix is now a 7-star as well, and she's pretty darn good. So I think it'll be okay. I'm just not a big, hey, there we go, finally a straight. Just not a big Zemo guy. Patriot's going to be okay as well. Once again, not the greatest. Hey, GoGoGadget8819, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. I've got to check my Twitch chat here. Sorry, I've had it hidden by another screen here as I go through the deep dive stuff for the stream. So I apologize to anybody who is watching on Twitch and has left a comment. Let me go ahead and pause and bring that on up. I don't think it'll kill anything. And there we are. And it's just GoGoGadget saying you're welcome. Well, I greatly appreciate it. I will be following the chats. I just have to have the deep dive stuff kind of full screen over here so that it is formatted correctly on the stream itself. If not, it shrinks and looks really ugly. Yeah, Cassandra's a must-have. Wait, so I figured I was going to have like a week's worth of stuff that I had to do when I bought the $3 worth. I'll show you right now. I can go over to it. Sorry, it's going to get loud until I mute that. There we go. We muted it. So you'll be able to judge here. I have 125 tickets left. I've got 3 there, so that's 15 runs. And I have 10 more I have to do. So with all the extra tickets they've given us, you know, $3 will definitely get you there. Because that's all I've spent. So Patriot looking good, looking better. Don't know about good. We'll find out more. Next up, Yandu. Once again, looking better. Good will be determined. I do like that they've got the pilfer instead of invalidate instead of pilfer. Not the hugest difference in the world, but it is a nice change. The heal block debuff is going to last a good long time. Guaranteed Fury on the special too. So, you know, not really going to change him too much as far as fighting him. Going to change how he works on attack. And of course, you know, he's not been is he a 7-star now? I can't remember. But, you know, that's him. MODOK's going to be just a pain in the butt. That last line on there, not still the same Super Genius, but that auto blocks can now trigger parry, can kiss my arse. Hey, Dother and Lefty Raiders. That auto blocks can now trigger parry. Solvarch is not going to be just a defender. I'll tell you that much right now. Yeah, him on stun immune. Him on stun immune ain't going to be fun. You're not getting him. Not anytime soon, as far as I know. You know who's going to handle this guy really well, though, even on stun immune? Get yourself an Angela. She will handle him. Box will handle him. Basically, anybody who can ignore auto block. Angela is very, very good for him, though. Killmonger will still be good for him. You know, you can get basically after he throws a special, you counter right away, you get the True Strike up, you can get in there. But yeah, oh, never mind. He removes their True Strike, so I guess Killmonger's not going to work anymore. That's not going to be fun. No, it's not. I did not see that until just now. Okay, well, I never like fighting him anyway, so we'll let others fight him as often as possible. I'll force myself to get through him one way or another. Annoying defenders is their game. Come on now. Solo raids. It'll be interesting to see. This is going to be a daily quest. It is going to be a daily thing in August. Every single day there will be a new one, or at least it'll reset. And it's tailored around top rewards being done every single day. Yeah, Valk will take them, but once again, only available as a 6-star. I don't care. Just hit me. Kill me. I went in with the wrong champion anyway. So yeah, you'll have to do this every day if you want to. It's from what I understand, it's not going to be too time-consuming, but it'll be fun. Hopefully, it'll be fun. Hopefully, you'll get to get some big yellow numbers. No damage cap on it, so you can just kind of go in there and destroy things for a while. That's coming in August, so yet another thing in August. The Alliance Weekly Super Event. It'll be nice. I don't think it's going to be... you're really just going to get the rewards you get now, just in a different event. We're already getting all those rewards anyway. Hey, look at that. Odd one out right off the bat. Every once in a while. Daily quest rework. This sounds interesting. I hate the fact that they're putting keys. Just what we want. More keys. So basically, if you want to do the Sunday one, you've got to run 4 of the daily ones. I guess they're tired of people sitting on, like I was at one point in time, 50 energy refills. Yeah, that did kind of lead to that, because you're going to be fighting him a lot. When you look at the solo raids, you're going to be fighting the champion there all the daggone time. That's who's in there. Now, he will have different abilities and different animations, if I remember correctly, is what they said, based on who you kind of set him to act like or what path you take. Things like that. But it should be fun. I'm hoping it's fun. Let me run this fight, and then we'll move on. I want to get down to some of the good junk. There we go. Another event starting early next month. As a matter of fact, that'll be in 6 days from now. So that should be Wednesday, right? Nope, that's Thursday. I don't know why it would start on a Thursday, but it starts on Thursday instead of Wednesday. Updated 7-hour crystals, Statcast Relic, Alliance event, Act 8 Crucible, Solo, Crucible Realm event. Save up your revives, baby. It's going to be a big one. The fact that they're doing it all as one path, I don't know if I like that, but it is what it is. I can't say any different. Going to be a big one. There's a lot of bosses in that. Bahamut, whoever the other ones are. That's the only one I can remember the name of right off the top of my head. I had them all earlier. My brain is just mush at this point. But that whole crew, it's gonna be a grind. It's gonna be a fun stream when we stream it. It's gonna be a fun one. You will get 3 rebirth tokens for completing it, and the certain time interval that they give you. It is permanent content, but to get the tokens, that'll be you have to complete it probably in August, I would assume. So, quick-ish clear of it. I'm not going to be in day 1 probably. I'm probably going to sit back and say, okay, others can clear it. Let's look at the nodes. Let's get good champions to go in there and then clear it. I say that, but I'll probably be in night 1. It just is what it is. That's how we do things. Go in blind. Just have fun with it. Yeah. Relic Alliance event, I kind of mentioned that earlier. You're going to get points for opening relics, which will probably lead you to be able to open up more relics, which will probably lead you to be able to open up more relics. And, get a rebirth token there. So ways for free-to-play players to get rebirth tokens, basically all as it is. Act 8 Crucible, there we are. Cerastes, that's it. Glycon, Bahamut, Citalis, yes. Thank you, Needles. Thank you. So yeah, that's all that stuff. Hey, Mr. Berkmeyer, do I have drops on? No, there are no drops for, unfortunately, MCOC for streamers. The only time that they have drops on is when they do a live stream, and Kabam has the drops that they turn on. So, wish there were drops for this game, but there are not. So that is the Act 8 Crucible. I'm looking forward to it. Now, I think the next one is the Mini Crucible. I'm not looking forward to as much. Using 2 and 3 star champions, basically all that means is I'm going to have to find some low end resources because I don't have all of them ranked up. It's nice that they want to make 2 and 3 star champions relevant, but at the end of the day, it's just Mysterium rewards. If I miss out on them, I miss out on them, but it could be fun. We'll see. The one fun part of it will be that you'll get to try some other champions that you might not normally use because you wouldn't rank them up, and ranking up a 2 and 3 star champion doesn't hurt nearly as bad. So maybe okay, but I don't know. We'll see. We will see. That is going to be something that only time will tell how, and that did not take my medium input. That's fine. Just cost me one more combo. I don't know who I want, either Anti-Venom, Viv, or I say Viv Hesitant because 7 star Torch and Solar. Yeah, that is correct. So we'll get into that. Let's see. Rebirth Part 2. Rebirth crystals grants 2 rewards, kind of the 7-hour crystals that we had in the past on these things. 14-day calendar, and then the big arena that you have to grind forever to get a bunch of shards and stuff like that. Now the fun stuff. There's your Rebirth champions. I like some of these updates. Sabretooth. He didn't need much of a tweak. You want Voodoo and AV? Sabretooth here is going to be okay. I like the fact that he starts with his 5 Furies in Battlegrounds. You don't have to ramp him up. He's going to be good. If the damage is there, like I think it will be, he will be very good for Battlegrounds. He'll have some regen if you screw up. Hey, I completed Lone Wolves. Yay me. Hey. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Carlos there on the end. Thanks for the follow over on Twitch. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, I think he's going to be, the kit is very well suited from my understanding. I've not seen him play. I've seen the same thing you guys have, but my understanding when they were doing it was that they were looking to try and make him more of a Battlegrounds champion. I was about to say if that finished at 1%, I was going to be very mad. So Special 2 now triggers regen for 10% of missing health. Sig ability regen now triggers when blocking a critical hit. So lots of stuff in there to help him out. Cull Obsidian. He is still not got a health pool. That's his downside. He can't take a hit. But boy, can he lay one out. He gonna be something. Is he going to be good for Battlegrounds? Meh. He's definitely not a defender by any way, shape, or form. He can't take a hit, so block damage is really going to add up on him in the meta. So it'll be interesting to see where he fits in. What Mike showed, and he did mention it in there, was fully ramped. He had all his Thanos favor buffs. He had everything kind of already maxed out. And yeah, then you can take what, 550,000 health Hulk in Road to Labyrinth or whatever it is, then you can take him in like 12 seconds. But we'll see. Very, 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 very strong attacker. Don't know about defender. Probably not going to be a good one. Anti-Venom. There you go. Jason, your Anti-Venom up there. Special 2 now saves 2 most recent debuffs. Furies based on total. Lady Deathstrike's energy preserves 3 most recent. So, okay. Personal passives pause during specials. Genetic memory debuff. Trigger change from every 10 hits on combo to every 10 times either champion is struck. I don't know how much of an impact that'll have. Now inflicts 2.5 exacerbate passive per personal debuff, max stack 10, and exacerbate boosts now new non-damaging debuff potency by the listed amount. So gonna be better. We'll see if he's good. Hey, there you go, double trouble. I was going for a royal, but we'll take double trouble. There's the one. This is the one I'm very interested in seeing, because I had the same thought that somebody in the chat said. Mike even commented on that. It looks like he'd been nerfed instead of buffed. Because it reads weird, at least in my opinion. I do want Voodoo. I've always loved Voodoo. He was my first rank 5 star. Really, really liked his kit. I haven't played him in forever and a day because he's not been relevant for a very long time. The fight that I saw that he was taking was Dark Phoenix, and he looked healthy for fighting that large Dark Phoenix. That sucks, because what ends up happening is you end up having to quit out. It doesn't save the wave, but you'll get your coin back for it. It won't show at first. The coin won't show, but if you run it again, it won't take another one away. So Voodoo, I just don't know about the while above 1 bar power, heavy attacks consume half a bar for a Loa. That was always my complaint with him, was that the rates that you got Loas on the defender was too low. You needed to have a little bit higher percentage of chance to place a Loa. That'll kind of be what'll make or break him, is how many Loas you can get on there, and it's going to be a lot of RNG in that fight. So, good-ish power control. Not the greatest. Goodish, if that's such a word. On the special 2, special 1s, of course, you can slap some poisons on them. And what did I go in with this guy? Because I wasn't paying attention to who I was fighting. It should still be okay. Oh, let's drop a special 1. Okay, that fight's over. I'm not going to even hold on to it anymore. Okay, so there's Voodoo, Night Thrasher. We've got a Purify now for doing a heavy or a special. Increase gadget duration or gadget debuff duration. Increase crit damage rating for each unique debuff. Remove scaling from signature ability taunt to where it's now always 35% per gadget debuff. Viv, small little change to her and a bug fix. So who does everybody want out of that? Once I get, I think the 2 I want Sabretooth, and I want Dr. Voodoo. I think those are the 2 that if I had my choices of the 6, those are the 2 that I'd want the most. Those 2 by far, I think, are the 2 that I want out of that crystal. And then we had the roadmap recap, and this is where I kind of missed some of the screen caps, I think. I was like, that's a good starting hand. No, it's not. That's the ending hand from last time. Let's go 2 here. So Radiance we already have. Sooner or later I'll spend some of mine. I told somebody the other day, actually it was last night on Ace's stream, I told him I had like 400 and some odd thousand Radiance. I've spent maybe 10, maybe 20,000 Radiance. I haven't spent much of it. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm holding it for. I don't know what I'm looking for. But I've still got it. We got that. It was kind of interesting to hear some of the behind the scenes talk on this, where I was one of those people who hated the idea of this at first, that the kind of the 10 fight war map, but after running it I really like it, want it back. Battlegrounds, more on that, more just coming soon. They're kind of kicking the can down the road here a little bit on some of the things that they wanted to do prior. We'll see how far they kick it down the road. Hopefully not too far. Side quest, kind of doing that stuff now. Event quest auto scaling, kind of touched on that earlier. Daily quest rework was going to originally be August. They've moved it now to September. Hopefully it will be next month and they don't kick it down the road again. But if they do, they do. It's not a big deal to me either way. Sigil update, all that stuff's in there now. It wasn't that big of an update in my opinion. I will use my Sigil stuff at some point. Kind of like Radiance, I'll use it at some point in time on something. I don't know what. I've awakened Sigil Witch, and that was the mainstay out of it. As if people need it, I know there's people grinding and working their way up the ranks. There is a Act 6 update. Maybe at some point we'll do a new account challenge once they complete this. Maybe I can do that later in August. If I get enough of the other stuff done early on. My wife is going out of the country for a while. Maybe I can do a long extended stream and see how far we can get in one sitting on a new account. But I don't think they're going to have that done in August, so I agree. They tweeted a little here and there for the most of the champs are going to buff up. 1 or 2 champs, they did a full rework. Yeah, I think with them, I think the tweaks they made were good. I'm curious on the Voodoo one, because that's the only one that does not read like it's much of a tweak. So we'll have to see there. That's, like I said, the only one I'm concerned on is Voodoo. I do want Sabretooth. From the readout that I had on it when I read it the other day, because I did get a little bit of advance. We got this last night. When I read it, he was the one that stood out to me as being one that being the one that is probably going to be the best of the group. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. But reading through the kit and all that, it sounds like he may be the best one of the group. So I think he's going to hit hard. He's got the regen. He's going to be, like I said, the impression I got was he was being built for Battlegrounds. And since that's primarily what I do, that'll be good. The other ones are going to be good in other content, maybe not necessarily Battlegrounds. This was nice. This was nice to see finally. I've got all of them. Nice to see that they're going to be in the basic crystals. I did use Awakening Gems on a couple of them. Wish I hadn't now. But, oh well. Which all that basically means is eventually the ones from whatever the other event was Those will, with Medusa and all that, those will get added in roughly a year. Mr. Knight here, couldn't capture any of the gameplay or anything like that. Well, I probably could have, but this guy looks like he's going to be fun to play. I think it'll be another hit from, most of the Champion's Choice or Summoner's Choice champions have been pretty good. I think he'll be another one that'll fall in that line. I haven't voted yet. I'm leaning towards either Winter Soldier or Black Widow. I don't think I want to do Winter Soldier because he's such a punching bag right now. It would make that, if they change him in Road to the Labyrinth, it would make him kind of a pain in the butt. And they probably won't. I think they keep those the pre-buffed versions, but I'm leaning Black Widow at the moment, just simply because the skill class could use a little love. And there's the 4 of them. And for those that want it, it is in the in-game mailbox. You can go in, you claim it, you can vote. I have not claimed it, and I have not voted yet. And I think that's it. And that's it. So what do you guys want to talk about? I've got all of it sitting there right from the beginning. I'm going to go back to the regular screen, but we can chat on it, and I can bring that stuff back up if need be. Hey, we won war. Look at that. We can do war. Titan Crystal will be as big as they go. Would be my guess. I think you'll probably get a rank 4 out of it and a Titan. Maybe a Titan Nexus. I won't open it if it is. It's going to be saved no matter what. But yeah, I'm thinking a Titan. There's going to be other stuff in there, but there'll be enough to rank 4 somebody. And enough shards at least for a Titan. I'm terrible with predictions, though, so it could be a lot more, it could be a lot less. Let's go look and see what the rewards were for the X7 Crucible. What one was that? It was this one right here. So you had a 7-star reunion, a 7-star reunion. Okay, so it's probably going to be, it would have to be probably at least 2 Titan crystals then. And the 7-star, whatever the stupid event is, rebirth crystal. So you'll get a rebirth crystal, maybe a rebirth nexus, and a Titan or a Titan nexus. Plus, I would assume a 3 to 4 in there. And maybe some lower rank up resources as well. And save your Nexus crystals. That next Nexus is pretty darn good. I really like the next Nexus. You got Nico, you got Carolina, you will have Zemo, you'll have Cassandra, you will have, Who else is in there? To me, I need to go no further than Nico. She's my most wanted 7-star in the game right now. Oh, next Titan. You hurt my feeling. Yeah, next Titan. Sorry. I am an old fart. Leave me alone. Past my nap time. I should be right. Come here. I should be right over there, taking my nap. This is my nap time. I don't have any meetings scheduled at work from 2 to 3, usually most days. It's my nap time. Don't mess with an old man who hasn't had a nap. It gets grouchy. I almost went into Battlegrounds. Can't be doing that. So what do you guys think? What are you thinking? What do you think of August? Think August is better than July? I'm telling you, Beast is the one I want revamped. I've already got the revamp in my mind. I've already shared it with Kabam. I think I could make Beast very, very good and fun to play, fun to use on defense. Fun to fight against. I've got a great idea for him. Yeah, I agree. I think August, once again, going to be another full month. Going to be a lot to do. But overall, it's going to be a good time. Did my music stop again? There we go. I'm going to keep playing this till I get a good hand. And of course, I got rid of a 5 a second ago. Could have had 3 of a kind, but no. But yeah, it's gonna be a good month. Lots of stuff coming. I'm still going for the Royal Flush. That's the only one I haven't gotten. I've gotten all the rest. I've gotten a straight flush 3 times. All kind of by luck and by chance. Hey, Aral, thank you. And howdy to the folks in Kosovo. Welcome in. Oh, so anyway, I think I'll take that. I'll take that right there. Yeah, it's going to be a good month, I think. A lot of it's going to depend on how this raids comes off, and if it comes off. My biggest thing is there's a lot that they've got planned for August. And honestly, I'm scared for the solo raids, primarily because we always have trouble with the raids themselves being full of bugs. So I'm hoping the solo raids don't launch that way. It seems that anytime they try to do anything with raids, there's bugs in it. So I'm hoping that they fix that. We'll go here. That's the scary thing is, could be buggy. Let's hope not, but could be. For those just tuning in, I also said at the beginning of the stream, the patch will not be Monday, which is the typical day for patches, because of, and thanks to Accelerate, it will be, it is Canada Day on Monday. So The patch will be Tuesday. And then you get to try out all the revamped champions. I don't get them any earlier. We may do a little bit of a testing stream with the new champions, though, when the patch hits on Tuesday. Depending on where I'm at in Battlegrounds at the time. That's a large portion of what it is right now, as I am sitting in Mysterium 2/3. I keep bouncing between the two of them and want to stay there. So we may have to push the last day or two, which I'm hoping not. I'm hoping when the 48-hour milestones reset, I do okay. And I'm still sitting in Mysterium when I'm done and don't have to take 17 fights to clear those out. This had a chance of a Royal Flush. At least had 3 of the right cards. You know, so we kind of go for it. That's kind of been part of my downfall in this too, is if I get close, I kind of go for it. And I think that's one of the first times I've parried where the champion just kind of walks into me with a light attack. I'm ready for this guy as a 7-star. That would get me excited. Get me Cosmic Ghost Rider as a 7-star, not Ghost Rider rework as a 7-star. Let's see if we get the last title. It's not bad. That's Captain's Order. That is really close. That's really, really close to being very, very good. I'll take the points, though. I'm not going real high this time around. You know, kind of like the last time, 100 to 150,000 points is all I'm going to put up. We'll get what we get out of it. We'll get, I think I'm probably going to be solidified top 1%. Hey, Chaos, what's going on? Because I'm getting really bored of this. I wish they would have put, you know, aggressive on the AI or something here. Hold on, let me respond to something here. Okay. Let me get one hand. One good hand. I think we'll keep the 10 and 11 of the... Oops. We want 3. But, yeah, the other thing we can talk about, football season kicked off last night. It's getting close to the best time of the year. We are a matter of weeks away now from the best time of the year. The weather gets colder, the football starts. Getting ready. Boo. I think we'll go for a royal, or we'll go for the full house. Boo. No. Football greater than all. Football greater than everything combined. Foosball is life. That is the way of thing. Unsub. Okay, bye. You can't get me to say otherwise. I'm sorry. Unsubbing, take everybody with you. I'm still going to say football is by far the best sport out there. I used to be a big basketball guy. And now I will say college basketball is probably second. You got all football, you got college and pro football, and then probably college basketball. I don't like pro basketball. This is America 2025. You agree with my opinion or protest? Well, protest away. I'm an old fart. Protest away. I'm too grumpy and old to waste my time and energy on it. That's my response. Go to a young guy who has energy to care. I want to see the streams. I want to see the say Fossey hates basketball, therefore he's un-American, unpatriotic, uncaring, hates women, you name it. I want to hear it all. But I look good. I do look good in a pair of jeans. All right, one more energy refill. Now see, these are the hands that make me wonder. I think I'm going to go to the 3-4-7. Hopefully we get the 5-6 of Mr. Fantastic. Stretchy faction, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, I used to be a much bigger basketball fan than I am now. I don't know. Pro basketball has lost so much over the years. It is not the same as, I look at I think the era that kind of, after that basketball was over for me, was the Kobe era. Once Kobe and Shaq in that age bracket group retired, this new group, these youngins, these whippersnappers that are out there now, hey, Hake, just don't do anything for me. I am a Lakers fan. That is my team, has been my team since I was 7 years old. I am not a LeBron fan. I know that's a controversial take and may lose me more subs on top of, Jason's protest there, since basketball is not my favorite sport. LeBron is not, he's a good basketball player. Just not mine. He's just, we were done officially. You're a LeBron Glazer. Like I said, it's my opinion. I'm allowed my opinion. I'm saying he's a good player. I would not put him in the greatest of all time category. To me, the greats are the greats. You're not gonna beat them. The greats: Jordan, Magic, Kareem, Bird, Kobe. Those are probably up there in the greats. To me, the greats, when it hit playoff time, they blew up. They became bigger than who they were during the regular season. That is what separates somebody. You know, that's why Tom Brady, I hate him, I do not like him, but is the greatest quarterback of all time, because once the playoffs hit, you could not stop him. You know, that's what I look for. Well, there's another, close to another straight. You know, unfortunately with LeBron, when the playoffs come around, where is he? He kind of disappears. You know, you look at the guys that really are up there in the greatest. You look at Michael. When the playoffs came around, when the championship came around, he wasn't losing. It did not matter who was on his team. Yes, he had some great teammates. Yes, he had a lot of help. But when it came down time to it and you needed a shot, you gave the ball to Michael, and Michael was going to make it. Yeah, Slinger. That's probably a good example right there. LeBron has scored more because he shot 10,000 times more than Jordan did. Now, I'm not saying I could beat him. I am in no way, shape, or form could play basketball like that. And I'm not taking anything away from him. He is a very good basketball player. He just isn't the greatest basketball player of all time. That's a recency bias, and just not going to fly. I'm sorry, you put Jordan in today's NBA, he would eat those guys for lunch. I don't think there's anybody in the NBA today that could stop Jordan from being Jordan. Jordan had it all. He could post you up. He could drive on you. He could shoot the three. You know, he could, you know, very, very, you know, good with the ball. You know, get assists left and right. One thing LeBron is better at Jordan. Well, that Space Jam was also one of the first times. See, I was young when that came out. Well, younger. That was one of the first times they did, you know, animation and live acting at the same time. So, for what it's worth, he did okay. You know, when he's trying to, that's hard acting because you're not acting with people. You're acting in front of a green screen and nothing's in front of you. And to be honest with you, I've not seen the second one and won't ever watch it. As a matter of fact, I can point to the day. I will tell you the exact day. Hold on, let me look it up. The exact day. July 8th, 2010. July 8th, 2010 is when I was officially done with pro basketball. So for those of you in front of a computer or using your phone, you can Google July 8th, 2010, see what happened on that day. And come back to me. That is the day pro basketball died. and one person was responsible for it. Stupid smash. Do you know what that day was, Jason? Change ears here. My other ear's getting tired. Yeah, someone went yo that day, yeah. Yep. That was the decision. Completely killed basketball for me at that point. Biggest farce. Hey, we got Deadly Duo again. I think that gets me that title. Just the way they went about it. Just the whole... just the whole spectacle of it. You know, I look at... once again, I look at the greats. You never, ever, ever would have seen Jordan do something like that. Do you not think he had options when he re-upped a lot of, you know, for a lot of those years with Chicago? Do you not think other teams would have wanted him? You know, this whole, oh, we gotta have a whole ESPN special, and you know, I am the greatest thing ever, and you know, I'm going to choose which team I play for. No, you play for the team that drafted you and invested in you. That was the day, like I said, that's the day pro basketball died. Well, okay. I am waiting for the day we find out why Jordan left the NBA. Because I think I know why. I think a lot of people know why. I don't think Jordan had a choice. Jordan had a bit of a gambling problem, and I guarantee you it did not stop him from betting on basketball. Jordan was the greatest, but he wasn't a saint. Hey, I thought I got the learner title. Jordan was great at basketball, but he was not a saint by any stretch of the imagination. LeBron is a team player and a role model. What bad thing has LeBron done that you wouldn't want your kid doing? Oh, no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. He's a great basketball player. I just don't, I don't know. I just don't like him. I don't like that, the whole King nickname that, you know, I don't know. There's something about the greats that just didn't do that. You know, that, you know, you had, you know, I'm going to go to my era, which was Bird and Magic. You never would have heard them claim themselves as the king. Ever. You know, they fed off each other. They fed off that rivalry. Where, you know, were they great people? Heck no. Magic was out there. Out there. Yeah, but you know, it's just, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. Other than the whole decision thing was too much of a spectacle for me. I am very much. I guess the best way I can put it is I'm very much a team player. I'm very much a team guy. And that was so anti-team sport for a team sport player that it just has rubbed me the wrong way all these years. And honestly, the comment on social media and all that, things were much better before social media and all that stuff. To me, sports is a release. I don't want to think about the world. I don't want to think about all sorts of things. I want to see a good game played with good players that's enjoyable and doesn't bring the rest of the world into it. I want to be, it's like a good book. I want to be lost in that book, in that game, in that player, and just be able to sit back and marvel about it. Oh, I'm not saying he was wrong with it. I just don't like the approach. Go play for Miami if that's what you want to do. And if that's where the better money's at, go for it. I am not saying not to do that. Not saying that at all. Although I am a team guy, I do prefer players. I like the era where you were drafted by a team and that's kind of who you played for your pretty much your whole career. I'm just not. Yeah, and see that's what got me, and it has sat wrong with me all these years because when you look at that point in time, that was the kind of the tipping point where players became more me first than team first. If you look at it, you look from that point on, you look at what happened in the NBA, you look at what happened in the NFL. Now it's even affecting colleges where it is all me first, not team first. It is all this spectacle of, who's going to pay me the most money so that they can have my God-given talents? I look at, to me, for the most part, the greats, the ones that I consider great, we're very much team first people. They had options to go other places. You can't tell me Magic didn't have offers from more teams than the Lakers or Kareem or Kobe. Shaq changed teams a couple times, but I don't consider him up there in the greats. Bird was with the same team. Isaiah Thomas, players in that era. It was the time that it, like I said, that it changed from team first to me first. Oh, soccer's on a totally different level with me first versus team first. But yeah, that to me, that's hard. I am a team first guy. It's like no hesitation. I'm a Commanders fan. I'm actually a Redskins fan, but they're now the Commanders. I don't care who puts on the uniform. That's my team. I am a team first guy. If tomorrow they trade Daniels to the Cowboys, I don't care about Daniels. Daniels is dead to me. Whoever the quarterback is for the Commanders is now the best. So, that's sports to me. I'm team first. If you want to be me first, play an individual sport. Be a Tiger Woods. You're on an individual sport where your individual accomplishments mean everything. To me, I want the people that are focused on team. I want to build a team. And the decision was such a spectacle of anti-team player mentality that it has driven me crazy to this day. And I hate seeing college sports now fall into that same thing. To me, college sports was the last bastion of, hey, you signed up to go play at Mississippi State. You play your 4 years, 3 if you're great and go to the pros, and skip your senior year. But you play your 4 years for that school. None of this, I'm going to go play for Mississippi State. I'm going to be great my freshman year. Alabama's going to pay me $50,000 extra on top of that, what Mississippi State's paying me, to go play for them. Loyalty means something to me, I guess, and that's, I'm a loyal guy until somebody takes it. And like I said, I am not blaming LeBron. LeBron went to the money. It is just the whole spectacle behind the decision and that whole ESPN thing around it that gets me. Because I look at it as a bigger picture item than just him. It was what led to where we are now in college sports. Because every year since then, it has become, I look at it right now, the news out of the NFL for my team is Terry McLaurin. And today I just saw Micah Parsons. Okay, here's the thing. Terry McLaurin, 30 years old, wide receiver, Washington Commanders. They've offered him $27 million a year. It's a lot of money. Now, there's going to be another team that will offer him 30. Is your loyalty for sale? Probably. It was just kind of a tipping point and a very, very visible tipping point for me. See, to me, if I was a player and I would have loyalty to the team that drafted me and has, that I've been with. I would give up a couple million a year to stay with my boys, with my team. In my professional career, I've only changed jobs kind of when I had to, not because necessarily I wanted to. I've worked for 3 major corporations over my 28 years in the professional workforce. One of them was Sprint, which then became CenturyLink, which then became Embark, which then became somebody else now. And I left when they were basically going through spinning off some of their assets, merging with some other folks, and my group was being done away with. So I kind of had to look for another spot. Then I went to work for Verizon. I was with them until COVID. And, well, I did not want to go back into an office. They were making me go back into an office. I was managing a team of people in India. There was no reason for me to go into an office because I was working from 5 a.m. till whatever, like 1 or 2 p.m. And to have to go to work from 8 to 5, but still get up at 5 a.m. to have meetings with my team in India was just dumb. So, I changed jobs because it just became something I needed to for my health. I don't plan on changing from this one anytime soon. Oh, you can try and sell me on the decision being a good thing all you want. I hold a grudge, dagnabbit. I'm allowed to. But that's it. That enough of that for me. I just can't. It's just who I am. I don't like people that just necessarily go for the highest bidder. I like some loyalty in there. And is that kind of stupid in this day and age? Probably. Is it old-fashioned? Heck yeah. Completely agree it's old-fashioned. Going to completely agree there. And then, the cool thing about sports is everybody can agree to disagree. Everybody can have different takes on the same thing. And a lot of it depends on what generation you're from. My dad, being in his mid to late 80s, has a different view of football than I do. He thinks everybody nowadays is a wimp. He harkens back to the days where they didn't have face masks on their helmets. Didn't didn't have all the padding and protection, and heck, some of them didn't even wear helmets. So, it's all relative. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to take anything from LeBron or LeBron's fans. They have a right to like him. They have a right to say my love of Kobe Bryant and Jordan and those guys that were in my era is stupid, that they weren't as good, that they couldn't play in today's NBA. I'm fine with that. Doesn't mean I'm going to hate Mr. Ghost Runner there because we have differing opinions on LeBron. We just happen to have differing tastes. And that's perfectly fine. That's what makes my streams great. See? Oh, I'm not saying he isn't great because of the decision. I'm saying I don't like him because of the decision. That's the difference. I'm not saying he's not great. I've said all along he's a great player. He's not up there in my greats. He's in the top 10 maybe. He's not in the top 5. Because I see the greats. To me, it's like I said, the greats win championships. The greats are those players that when it comes time for a championship, when it comes time for a big game, you hand them the ball and they're going to win it for you. And that's not LeBron. I'm sorry. What's his record in the finals? 2-8? 2-7? Okay, 4-6. What's Jordan's? No, they didn't give a code. Six no should be 8 no. Exactly. Now I will put this out there because it is my era. I think Magic Johnson is up there as one of the better players. Not a good human being necessarily. He's turned his life around, but one of the better players. He did not have the greatest record in NBA Finals games, but he was in a crap ton of them. He was in a bunch of finals. His overall record was 24-26 in finals games. No, Barkley's not in my top 10. The round mound of rebound is not in my top 10. Oh, yeah. Yeah, something like that. You know, there's something about, in order to be great, I mean, like I said, it is a team sport, but yeah, he would probably be in the top 25. He's not in the top 10. I mean, I could probably name 10 that I think would be better. right off the top of my head. But I go back to 80s basketball a lot. And like I said, there is a recency bias with, people 30s, 40s where LeBron is great. And there is a history bias, my side of it, where the players from the 80s are greater. Jordan may not have been a team player as far as making sure that he made his teammates better all around him, but he was team first. He's going to take the Bulls and he's going to ride the Bulls and do it. Like I said, I'm not judging on personality. I'm not judging on their life outside of basketball, anything like that. I'm just judging by what they do on the court. And I am not taking away from, like I said, I'm not taking away from LeBron. LeBron is a very good player. He's just not mine. He's not, I kind of equate him, okay, here's the best I can come up with. And maybe this will, in terms of the NFL. Tony Romo. Very good quarterback. But not in the greatest of all time conversation. LeBron, very good basketball player. To me, not in the greatest of all time conversation. That's to me. It's my personal thing. I not taking away that he's not a good player. At all. He is a good player. He's just not for me. There's too many things I associate with him that are negative towards team sports for me, that I can appreciate what he does on the court, but like I said, I stopped really watching pro basketball because of him. It just became, and it's sports in general nowadays, and I don't like it with anybody, that it's become more me, how much can I make, versus, hey, what can I do for the team? And staying loyal, for the most part, to one team. I can understand if the team wants to move on from you, go into another team. You look at Favre, things like that, where the team wanted to move on from him, not necessarily the other way around, although I'm sure it was some of both. To me, there's just something special about a player that gets drafted by a team and stays with a team even when they have opportunities to go elsewhere. And when you make a big spectacle of, oh, who am I going to sign with? It's even like high school kids going out to colleges nowadays. I hate those whole, oh, there's 3 or 4 baseball caps lined up on there. Which team is Joe Smith going to choose? Just something I don't like about sports. Kind of who I am. Anyway, enough of that. Enough of that. Let's wrap this up. I've got stuff I want to do. It is Friday. We can argue sports next week. Let's see. Enzo is streaming. Let's go continue the conversation over there. I'm sure Enzo would love it. Oh, I agree. I agree, Jason. I've said it. I know, that it's just, he was the centerpiece. He was the focus. So, he gets my hatred, he gets my animosity, he gets my, the negative feelings because he was the centerpiece of it. He's the poster boy. Unfortunately, he is the poster boy for what's wrong in sports for me. He carries the torch, and I understand the other side of it. I understand that it would probably get there anyway. I understand that it's a big media thing. I understand that the more ESPN got big and wanted to make billions and billions and billions of dollars, the more the money started flowing around and all that. And it's human nature. Doesn't mean I have to like it. So anyway, that's going to do it for me. Sorry if I have upset anybody. Sorry if you can't agree to disagree with me on the feelings here. I love you all. I do mean it. But I'm an old fart. I'm going to be stuck in my ways. Oh, man. I can't play basketball to save my life. So I appreciate that. I am a very big bricklayer when it comes to shooting the ball. I was put in high school basketball games for one purpose and one purpose only, and that was to go foul somebody. So I'm going to leave it there. Anyway, love you all. I do mean it. I hope you have a great weekend. If I don't see you tomorrow, take care all. Maybe. There we are.